Look at that! Oh! So you can see there's this really nice gemmy piece of Barela Blue. So you can see how that silica pulls out. Look at that. What a big old beautiful chunk of malachite. Fellow miners and minerettes, and welcome to another video. Today we are back at the Barela Blue to show you the process of mining and cutting our silicated chrysocolla and fluorite combo. If you want to purchase your own gems from our videos, here's our schedule for the remainder of the year, where you can purchase our Barela Blue as well as specimens from here in the US and around the world if you are local to California. If not, no worries, because we, starting tomorrow, will be on Whatnot, going live all this week, pretty much all this week, up until Thursday, August 14th, which will be the last live for the week. And we saved the best for last in this video, so make sure you leave us a comment and let us know what you think of it. Don't forget to subscribe and make sure you hammer that bell notification to stay informed when we post. Now let's get rocking. So we're here at the Barela Blue silicated chrysocolla deposit. And you can see there's a little bit of jasper here, and then malachite, and then they combine to form silica-rich pockets. I'm kind of got the sun to my back right now, so it's not that good for capturing images, but get down here so you could see how the silica mixes into the solution. And then there's wider areas where there's more silica infill. And then there's also purple fluorite that comes into the mix. You can see the darker stuff that's there. And right there, within the silica seam. And we've got a pretty good portion uncovered, as you can see by the spray bottle there. All the way down to here. I want to move some of this rock today, see what's going on under here, where this kind of clear silica and maybe opal combine. And obviously we got to work at that because it's just looking fantastic. Pretty large amounts of material that should come out. So let's get rocking. Material itself, but you can see all the purple on the outside. It's like a, see if throughout it. Weird. It looks like it has some turquoise, a little bit of phosphates, like kind of on the little edge of the altered zone contact. Oh yeah, look, see how purple that is?
Oh wow.
Any real potential in this material here. Okay, let's see. Well, I could see some color in there. It feels pretty dense, this piece. And I think this is kind of in line where the first purple slabs came out of in the front of this pocket up here. So I guess it wouldn't be out of the ordinary. Yeah, there's a bunch of purple mixed up in there, so stuff might be worth taking a peek at. So it's got a little bit of silica A lot of bit of silica in the middle. You can see kind of what I'm referring to as what appears to be turquoise. Just a very, very thin layer just on the surface. But yeah, there's a little bit of purple showing in there. And there's definitely silica in it, so that piece is worth slicing. A lot of silica here in the middle, and you can see that purple that's underneath here. Pretty cool.
Wow.
Not too shabby. This is really fascinating. Let's move this area in here. It's got purple all over the top of it, but it's mixed in with the black host rock. There could be some cutters in here. Kinda.
Oh yeah, those are beautiful pieces. Look at the purple.
Damn, that's heavy. We're filling in an old timer's mine, or a prospect. So little by little we're filling it back in, and when we're done with everything, we'll just push all of the mine dumps and everything back in. Refill.
Cute little gem.
Back up all that I seen right here, so that it's not like, oh fuck, where'd that piece go? Look at that. Lots of blue. A lot of gray mixed up in this one. Really different. All that crazy. There's a couple midsy looking pieces. That actually has a little bit of silica to it on that one. Looks like it might have a little bit. Inspect it. Nothing crazy, although I saw one had a little bit of silica to it.
Got a cool little malachite pocket on it.
Alright, I broke a big piece loose. Let's see.
Big piece.
Yeah. Looks like it's mainly malachite, and then this. Nothing really impressive. Malachite and altered host rock. Alright, cool. It's refreshing to see that it didn't change sides over here. Okay. Little damage, but not much up here, so that's good. That's a nice yard rock right there. Clean it, but it's malachite all the way through. It's a cool piece.
Beautiful. Which will be for sale at our next gem shows.
Let's see. Super crazy, but okay. More so just uncovering the potential. Looking right here. So I managed to loosen up pretty much what seems to be this whole chunk. So, oh yeah, it is the whole chunk. Let's see. There's a lot of different areas to it that have a lot of different stuff going on. So like this seems to have at least a thin margin of good material to it. Let me grab the spray bottle real quick. So there's a little silica in there, but it seems like it's broken up. This top layer certainly has a little tiny bit. It's going to be banded. Might be able to slice a little layer off there, cut a cap out of it, or I'll just polish the top of it, or it'll just be a yard rock for some lucky viewer. Okay. Let's see. Looks like we got some decent margins over here. This is junk. This side. It's real crumbly. Maybe we don't have. Okay, there's. It's in there, but not really. You could see how crumbly it is. It's extremely altered. And it doesn't really have much solid silica in there with it. That's gonna be pretty much junk. Well, it looks pretty decent inside as far as this little margin here. Not anything crazy, but enough to just crack off the waste and call it a day. And look at that, you can see where the malachite actually pocketed out to like maybe a semi-botryoidal formation. So that probably nothing. That could be have a little bit sliced off and at least get one cab out of it. What else over here? Let's see. Oh, look at all that weird green mineralization that's in there. So once again, it seems to be that it continues. We have very altered rock around it. Nothing really crazy. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's really worth keeping that stuff as much as I would like to. There's a decent looking margin below that. We'll see though. Yeah, it looks like it has a little potential in here. Let's, knock off this extra weight, basically. That's what I attribute it to. This side looks okay. So at this point, what I'll do is I'll just give it a good smack right there. Nothing. Okay. Probably have to process this to preserve this top margin as well as possible, but you can see it's got some decent blues flowing throughout it for this at least little 1.5 inches or so. So set that up there in the to be processed or yard rock pile. We got a big yard rock coming out right here, like that. A big old beautiful chunk of malachite. Give it a spray for you. Gorgeous. And the sister's coming with. Here. Oh, my pick slid. Like it felt pretty hard under it. That was a weird feeling. Maybe I'm tripping. goes running through it, but it's not like down at that end where it becomes like super silicated and pockets out. I mean, it pockets out, but not as nicely. It's still pretty in there. It has to be pried. I don't think we have a spot to pry from yet. That's pretty weird. It's all mixed with the darker material on this side and a lot of iron. A lot of iron. Well, that's to be expected, I guess. The jasper was down here. Little purples. I don't know. That can be attributed to anything worthwhile. Switch it from my glasses. Gotta put them on. Does it have potential or what? No, not really.
Not really, I don't think.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Yeah, that jasper down here became altered. And as a result, turned into just iron oxide, basically. At least we don't have like a big hill here, so we can push everything from that way out this way now. Oh yeah, look at that. So the gems are back here in the gem pocket. Look at that. Oh my god. Oh my god. Spilling water all over the place, getting all crazy. Got all excited. You made me ink! But look at that! Ah! It is well with my soul. Alright. Got this sweet.
Nice.
It's just a thin layer, but it's amazing color. Let me see you. One thing I could see to do is to just rip out all this rock right here, so then we can get get further back in there, because that was really nice color. Even if it was just in. It's really nice.
The Jimmy pocket.
But here's just like a little chip that just broke off of the side there. But you can see literally this whole little face here. Just raining little purple chips. I don't know if it's anything or if it's just staining. Oh, that's so weird. Oh, it's like not solid, but it's not just a stain either. It's like massive, but not crystalline. Yeah, this little thing is just, I mean, it goes in more than a couple millimeters into it. All the purple. So weird. It's all just black on the inside. No, like, invisible characteristics of what's on the outside. See, look at that. That is so strange. There's like no copper minerals present almost. It's like all like little stringers of like fibrous malachite inside, and then like just a purple rind. Black as it can get, it's reasonably dense, but not enough to be metal. But yeah, it's just like a thin purple, like opaline layer on that. So it's nothing worth like slicing or anything like that. I mean, I was gonna try and grind a little edge of it just to see if it holds its purple enough to get a tab out of it, but it seems soft, so it might not even shine. Really weird. So I'm gonna need to dig down a little. It seems like it's pretty hard ground, so I'm gonna hit it with a big hammer after I blow it out, because I want to see what's going on with this chunk, because there's some good stuff happening around it, and we almost have enough room down on both sides of it that some big pieces are gonna start popping out of it. So I want to be sure I'm not hitting anything really nice with the jackhammer. We got this piece, and this piece for sure has some good stuff on it, and I just seen a piece that popped off on the back side. That's interesting looking. Everything else is locked in. Oh, that's gonna be a really good one. All right, let's spray these puppies. Let's see. Look at that. I know it's hard to tell when it's all covered in dirt if I'm lying or not, but that one's okay. Nothing crazy. Let's see. I think there will be some good margins throughout. Definitely on this edge right here, but this is some really, really nice material. There's even some purple up under there, but it's we'll see if it mixes in with it. It's good looking stuff right there. Maybe I'll pop off this last little piece of the back here. It's taunting me. It's got a thin little silica pocket on top with some purples. Nothing crazy. And that's actually got some good margins on it. You can see it's got a good amount of blue to it, but then it kind of turns to green, so it's okay. Nothing crazy. Kind of B grade. But once it's processed, it'll be nice cuttable material. So, got this freshly mined piece of Barela Blue. And you can see that it forms in pockets. It looks like there's some silica down here as well. But there's a good portion right in this margin here. And then there's another little bit up here. But the best portion that's visible is going to be this area here. So what we need to do is what you can see I began to do, is slice off everything from this point up. So all of this needs to come off. So then we can see what's under there. And then I'm gonna, if it's worth slabbing another chunk off, I'll slab another chunk off. If not, I'll just take all the rest of this piece off as well, to expose all that silica that's in there. So bear with me as I slice it, and I'll show you what it looks like once it's done. I'm slicing it on my 10-inch saw, just like this. At this point, I have sliced the end off to expose that there's no worthwhile material on that side. And then I sliced the top off of it. That was the first cut. Second cut, I removed this waste material. And now I'm going to take another cut, which is right here, to remove this iron-rich waste material down here. So then we can just have essentially this block of blue from here to here. I'm going to remove this as well, but first I want to remove all this. So at this point, I've removed the bottom, and we're starting to see color. The back, starting to see color a little bit. And the top, obviously that was the first cut we did. So what I would like to do, I think, is slice this top cap layer off. And then I kind of just want to grind on this edge around here to open this blue up, because I know it runs all the way through here. And I think it dives down here, like down like that, right through here. At least that's what the shape of the vein suggests. That this material dives down into the rock at an angle like this, essentially. Yep, just like that. So it shouldn't hurt anything to take off this top layer. It might have been exposed of a usable blue layer up here on the top half, but it likely won't if I had to guess. So at this point, I have the cut almost completely through of the top cap. So this will be a live reveal for me and you both. Oh, it prematurely broke, but I gotta grind off the end. Let me change hands, let me lay that down. Okay. So, let me, not looking at it, put it back together. Spray it off. Okay, now let's take a look at it. Get some water in there. Oh yeah, look at that. So this is the end cut. Or not the end cut, but the bottom slab, but you can see how that silica pulls out. So from this point up to here will be all solid silica. It just needs to be ground at a slight angle like that, which I'll probably do on my cab machine, to get down to solid blue. Now this piece is ready to be processed essentially into a chunk of workable material. I might run the trim saw right along this fracture here, just so that it doesn't break into multiple pieces as I'm working it. But some really good looking material, some really deep blue, especially there. Put together yesterday. You can see there's some darker stuff. That tends to be the stuff that carries the purple, but we'll find out. Just kind of determining what is worth keeping and what's not. Darker stuff, it's really hard to tell because it has this outer layer on it that is composed of multiple different copper minerals. Yeah, you can see there's some purple visible on the side there, so, and on the top here. So there's actually a good chance that this slabs up into kind of the purple Barela Blue that we're used to seeing. This could be a really, really good piece right here. So this is darker material to be processed. This is smalls mainly. There's some stuff that does need to be processed there, but there's some really beautiful looking stuff here. Get it wet. So like this probably would need to be processed. This is part of the darker material too, but there's some cutters in there for sure. Cottonwood could be a really, really amazing piece of Barela Blue. We're not going to see much on this side, but it came out in one piece, which is what I was hoping for. You can see it's got some great color. There's some purples visible, so look at how genuine this material is. How beautiful. I love this stuff. So we had this blue pool, so I took a slice off of it. Pretty cool looking. It's got the malachite in the middle of it, but really nice purple. Just a cool scenery kind of going on. I'm even trying to take another slice off of that because it's decent. Alright, give it a spray. Oh no, I knocked all my good pieces over. I don't know if it's going to be good, bad, or meh. Let's see. Meh. It's all like botryoidal malachite on the back. But at least we got a nice slab, usable slab. So you can see there's this really nice gemmy piece of Barela Blue silicated Chrysocolla. I faced it. You can see all the silica pools in there. Just really, really great material. Top of the line. So you can see we have a piece of Barela Blue that's mixed in with malachite. So how we go about processing a piece like this is we take end cuts. So slice this off. Okay, we can see the vein is running at an angle like this potentially throughout the piece. So we want to get a picture. So we take a slice off of the side that's all oxidized in malachite. So, let's see what we got here. It's a little dirty. So it seems like there's quite a bit of silica infill that's taking place throughout the piece. This margin doesn't seem to be doing too much, but it seems like it kind of flows all throughout the piece right here. Get it clean a little bit. So it's definitely disseminated throughout it, but there is a lot of silica infill there. Sorry for all the record marks, you know, I'm trying to freehand pretty big pieces here, but it definitely looks like it has some potential. It seems as if, though, the majority of the material is going to be in this margin here. So I think I'm safe to chop this this malachite off, and then that'll probably give us a better picture of what's going on the rest of it. I know it'll be an odd shape of cut. It kind of just needs to be done. I mean, alternatively, we could take a whole slice off the back of this. But it is kind of a tall piece, as you can see. So you can see I took a slice off of it. Now we're underneath the height of the saw. And we also have kind of a flat surface to slide on, so it should be a lot easier to handle the piece this way anyway. So just give it a slice right through, probably right here. My leaky hose. Alright, so we kind of showed the direction of the flow throughout the piece a little bit. Still a cool piece nonetheless, but alright. There we go. This is from the lateral vein, or the vein that's on the side of the main vein of the Barela Blue. It's kind of it's like a mini version of the main vein. So you get those same silica bands, but there's a lot more folding and a lot more condensed, as opposed to, like, we get chunks like this of this solid blue like this out of the larger vein, but this kind of has like a view of the whole mix. Pretty cool looking stuff. It broke. Nope. It broke. It broke. Not seeing anything crazy in there, but we managed to get what I believe was a fluoride layer. You can see there's purple there, and there's a tiny bits of purple throughout it. So I think that will cut something. So unfortunately, I couldn't stop. I got too excited once I started cutting this thing. So you can see there's a little bit of purple visible on the outside, a little bit of rind here. It shows purple, right? So I sliced it. It kind of broke apart right here on this clay layer, which is okay because it could still be ground nice and even, but look at that. It's just insane. And then boom. You got purple all through here. It's very, very dark purple, and it mixes all throughout with the silica. And then this slab, it was just blue, but a really, really nice, cool rock to cut. Barela Blue, Mojave Mineral Miners.